Hello everyone, I'm Mitsahone and I bring you a new draft video every Monday and Thursday. Today is probably Thursday when this video is going up. If it's not, that means I had time to record an extra draft this week, which is possible, but I can't guarantee that will have happened, so I'm going to assume this is up on Thursday. So we're doing more Core Set 2019. It is the latest format, of course, and I'll see you guys when the draft fires. Okay, I think we have a pretty good first pick here that's pretty easy to make, and that is Isireth. She's just great. 3 mana, 3/3 Death Touch is already a great card, and would probably still be the first pick in this pack. I mean, Rabid Bite would be a little closer, I think. But it can also reanimate stuff, and that's pretty disgusting. If you play her and you're allowed to attack with her and she survives that attack, you probably just win most of the time. So yeah, we're going to take Isireth. She is good. Okay, so Horizon Scholar's nice. There's also an Electrify here. Which do I like more? This is removal, but this is also a really good creature. I'm leaning towards Electrify, though. Yeah, I think I'll take the Electrify. It kills a lot of stuff in this format. The vast majority of creatures, I'd say. This pack's not a great one. Havoc Devils and Pyromancer are both fine. This is kind of a nice thing to reanimate just because it has an enter the battlefield ability. Snapping Drake also sort of in that conversation. Yeah, it's like the same sort of card as these three. They're all fine. Which of these three do we take? I think because I already have a red card, I narrow it down to these two. I do like the Pyromancer a significant amount in this format, but I also think the Devils are pretty nice. Nicely sized creature. I think I'll take the Devils. Yeah. Okay, Draconic Disciple's interesting. So, but there's also a Strangling Spores. Like, we could sort of dive into this by taking the Disciple, but I think I'd probably just take another removal spell here. Angel of the Dawn is excellent. I think people are still underrating it a little bit. Just to throw that out there. But yeah, we'll take the Spores. Well, I do like Vivien's Invocation if we can play it. You need to have a little bit of ramp, but it is quite good. Question is, will we be able to play it? Most of the time, you're going to hit something that actually does some stuff, like, you know, even if you just get like a 3-drop. Of course, this one's extra good because it has Death Touch, so it'll just kill anything that it punches with Vivien's Invocation. But yeah, I'm leaning towards taking the Invocation. I mean, we could take, you know, the black cards here aren't great. Macabre Waltz is fine, but I'm going to take the Invocation. See if it's a sign of green being open, maybe. Okay, here I think we take a 2-headed zombie. We do have a ton of 4s. Tormenting Voice is fine. None of the other cards in here scream jump to another color to me, so we'll take the zombies. Zombie, I guess. It's one zombie with 2 heads. Singular. Yeah. But, you know, I wouldn't hate being black-green and running some Elvish Rejuvenators and stuff to be able to cast the Invocation. I mean, it gets better. It's good with 4-power creatures. It's good with Death Touchers, and that's what all of our creatures are so far. They have Death Touch or 4-power, and, you know, that's pretty sweet. So red hasn't seemed super open. That's certainly... I think black has seemed more open. Yeah, I mean, there's 2 red cards here that are both fine, but I think I like Skeleton Archer more than either of them. Another card with an enter the battlefield trigger that could matter with Isireth. Yeah, I mean, a Child of Night's okay too. Havoc Devils is fine, but I think the Archer's just better. Also, essentially has 4 power if we do play Vivien's Invocation. Okay, I think this is a pretty good sign. White is what's open. Cavalry Drillmaster is quite good. You know, I could take green cards here because of the Invocation, but the Drillmaster I like a lot. I like it a lot more than Child of Night. And, Novice Knight's fine. All of these white cards are fine playables. So are both of these green cards, to be fair. But, yeah, we'll take the Drill Master here. See if we get some more decent late white commons, like Drill Masters, or I doubt we get Take Vengeance, but who knows. Could definitely... I mean, we do have one removal spell, I guess. What we want is the Zombie Skeleton Lord, because we're already... You're not a... Yeah, you're a wizard. We already got one of each, and this is disgusting with it because it gives it Death Touch. So, so this is a reasonable green card, and this is a reasonable white card. Which makes more sense? I mean, Vivian's Invocation is definitely more powerful than Cavalry Drill Master, but your deck needs to have a certain composition, a decent number of creatures who have enough power or whatever, and ramp. I think I'm just going to take a Swiftclaw. I'm not a big Rustwing Falcon fan or Infernal Scarring fan, so I think I'm going to take this Highland Game. I don't think either of those cards would have made the cut, so I think taking, sort of hedging if we do end up in green is a good idea. We might splash Electrify depending on what... If we don't get more removal and we do get fixing, Electrify is fine to splash. Also makes that first pick feel a little less painful. So, another thing, we're doing a pretty good job. We're not even really trying to build around Isareth, but bringing back the Drill Master makes it so that it comes into play and pumps our stuff, basically. One of our stuff, one creature. Okay, here I think we take a Declared Dominance. That is a pretty good green card to be there that late. It's a solid playable that you play in most green decks, and it was there pretty late, so something to keep an eye on. Perhaps green is more open than white is. So with that in mind, do we want a Titanic Growth or an Invoke the Divine? The Growth would probably make our main board. The Invoke the Divine would probably stay in our sideboard. I think I'm going to go with Invoke. Okay, Fire Elemental, though, I don't think I'm going to end up there. I guess Duress for my sideboard wouldn't have been bad. So with the number of Into the Battlefield triggers we already have between Drill Master and Skeleton Archer, okay, we have two of them. But it's also good with Isareth because of her Death Touch. Abnormal Endurance looks pretty good, is my point. I think black is definitely the most open, but what's the next most open? I don't know. Ooh, Mentor of the Meek. This pack is a good one. We've got Mentor of the Meek, who is excellent, and right now, I guess we only have two creatures. Oh no, we only have one creature who triggers it. But we're going to end up with more than that. This pack is just so strong. Like, Gravedigger is really good. Militia Bugler's solid. Rabid Bite's good. Starcrowned Stag's good. Those cards are all good. And then there's, Bristling Boar, which is perfectly solid. If we ended up in green. So the Mentor is probably where we go here. Rabid Bite is tempting. If we do want to try to get back in green. Gravedigger is also really good, obviously. But the Mentor can be incredibly strong. You do have to build around it a little, but it's not that hard to do. Ooh, definitely want Vampire Sovereign. Yeah. So, there's a chance, the way our deck seems to be going, that we aren't actually going to want to play the Mentor. So that's something to keep in mind. I don't think we should make ourselves play it or anything. Okay, Plague Mare's nice. I think I like it more than the Drill Master. And, I wouldn't mind the Archer coming back. We do have the Black-Red Signpost Uncommon, which is a nice one, but I'm not convinced we're playing red as more than a splash, if we're even splashing. But yeah, we'll take the Plague Mare here. Being able to just wreak havoc on the opponent's board is pretty much always a good thing. Okay, Skymarch Bloodletter. Yeah, that's probably what I take. So we've picked up two cards after Mentor of the Meek that do trigger it, so that's good. Boggart Brute is obviously nice if we're red, but Bloodletter is plenty good. We have so many Into the Battlefield abilities. I mean, they're not all powerful ones, to be fair. Okay, so we could take an Epicure of Blood. Right now we have one... two ways of gaining life. So, you know, and its fail case is that it's a 5-mana 4/4. Daybreak Chaplain's also a nice little 2-drop. Blocks well, gains you life. Dwarven Priest is okay too, but I do like the Chaplain more for this particular deck. Yeah, let's take the Chaplain. It's another source of life gain, so if we see another Epicure, maybe we think about it. And there is another Epicure. There's also a Skeleton Archer. Yeah, I mean, I think 3 ways to gain life is probably enough to take an Epicure over an Archer here. Not looking super likely we get Electrify into this deck. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 cards now that trigger our Mentor. I'd like to get like 7 or 8. Okay, so there are some nice red cards here for sure. In Boggart Brute, Viashino Pyromancer. Sun Cleanser, you know, it's got decent stats. That's basically all it is. Limited. Occasionally, your opponent will have a Hydra, and then it'll be hilarious because this turns into a 2-mana 1/4 Ravenous Chupacabra in that situation. But that's not going to come up that often. Is it better than Sky Scanner? Probably, since our deck doesn't care about artifacts, it probably is better. Yeah. It's also another small creature for our Mentor. Yeah. Okay, so Skeleton Archer, Diagraph Ghoul, or another Swiftclaw. I feel like we've got plenty of decent 2s. You know, this is nice early game creature, but it's way better in Constructed where you can easily curve out on the regular, and it isn't as easy to do in Limited. Yeah, I think I'd rather have an Archer. Okay, Gravedigger came back, which is kind of insane. We're snapping that up really happily. I was about to take a Macabre Waltz because I didn't figure this would have happened. Okay, Novice Knight's not terrible. It might actually work in this deck. Inspired Charge isn't too terrible either, but I don't know. I think Novice Knight, you know, just being an early blocker, it might get cut in the end, but I think I'm okay with that. So we could take a Brawl Bash Ogre. We may decide to splash it in the end. Mind Rot might come in out of our sideboard, but I think this has more upside. Don't want a Johnny's Welcome. We don't care about life gain enough to be playing that. Okay, so both Rabid Bite and the Brute are fine. I guess I'll take the Bite. It didn't really matter. So we'll take a Cinder Barons. This does potentially let us splash Electrify, or our Brawl Bash Ogre, both of which are potentially interesting. That's nice when that happens, when you pick up a super late land that doesn't do that is actually relevant for your deck already. Okay, so we need to check how much this is worth. Tezzeret, that is. I think is it a foil? No, Metamorphic Alteration's the foil. Tezzeret's really, really good. Unfortunately, we're basically incapable of playing it, but as I always say, it's a good idea to check prices on some cards when you're drafting on Magic Online, because it's easier for you to continue to draft without really cutting into your budget if you're taking cards that are worth something. And this is a good pack to do it because we're not really giving up a ton. Like, I'd probably play another Drill Master, but this is worth $5, and you know, that's enough. That's almost half a draft, so I think we take it. Yeah, I mean, again, this pack is nothing special. Sometimes it sucks when you get this and there's like a premium removal spell in your colors or something, and in those cases I have a harder time making the decision, but in this case it was pretty easy. Okay, so Reassembling Skeleton, Ravenous Harpy, both fine, but I think we'd rather just have Lich's Caress, which is just a great removal spell, and we don't exactly have a lot of removal right now. There's a Shock, but that's no, Luminous Bonds. Yeah, back-to-back removal spells. Yes, please. Oh, I love Pegasus Courser. I think that's what we take here. Another small creature for our Mentor as well. Would I rather have another two-headed zombie or a walking corpse or an inspired charge? Our deck does have a lot of creatures. Doesn't exactly go wide, but we do have a lot of creatures. Probably don't need to splash Electrify after picking up the removal we did. If we splash anything, it would probably be the Ogre. Yeah, I mean, none of these options are great. I could definitely see Inspired Charge being worth it. With the number of creatures we have, yeah, I think I'd take it. It's been better in this format than I think I've ever seen it be in a format because this format has a lot of good creatures. Okay, so here I think we take a Cavalry Drill Master. Okay, another Invoke the Divine for our sideboard, I guess. I could pick up... if I get like 4 Submerged Boneyards, I'd think about splashing Tezzeret at least. It would still be not a great idea, but... you know, I'd think about it. But Mind Rot is a reasonable sideboard card, so is Invoke the Divine. I feel like Invoke is going to come up more. Like, I may want to side in 2 Invokes more. I think it's more likely I side in 2 Invokes than I side in 1 Mind Rot, so I think I'll take the Invoke. Yeah, that's not great. I guess we take another Epicure. I don't think we're going to be doing this. Oh, I'll take another Drill Master. So we're definitely a very aggressive deck running 3 Drill Masters, which will push a lot of attacks through. In the end, we definitely ended up with plenty for Mentor of the Meek to... plenty of creatures for it, our Mentor of the Meek to mentor. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How did you guys end up where you ended up? Another one. Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm perfectly fine running 4 Cavalry Drill Masters personally. Guess we'll take this, but I don't think we're going to play it. So anyway, 4, 5. Might be able to get away with 16 lands in this deck too. Trying to count here. What is there, a draft going on? But yeah, this looks like a pretty good deck to me. It's very creature heavy, but we've got some nice removal. You know, our deck can probably do a lot of damage early, and it can also grind out wins with stuff like Mentor of the Meek, and we've got nice removal too. So, can I get away with 16 lands in this bad boy? Possibly. These Epicures are less than optimal. How many ways to gain life did we end up with? 1, 2, 3. I think just 3. No, 4 because of our Daybreak Chaplain. I mean, there's still 5 mana, 4 4s, I guess. Can't complain too much. We have 4 5s, but I think our curve is still low enough to get away with 16 lands. Am I crazy? Am I crazy to say that? We do have a lot of 4s. And I might cut like a Skeleton Archer or a 2-headed zombie and just roll with 17 lands. That might be better. I feel better about that idea. Question is, which do I cut? I feel like the Archer is useful more frequently. This is better with like Inspired Charge, but yeah, all right. Come on, Magic Online. Let me add my lands. Weird. There we go. Okay, adding our lands. I think that's wrong. Just because we have so many. All of our creatures at 2 are white. So we'd rather have plains. Even though we have some double black, having plains early is more important than having swamps early. I mean, you know, playing Isareth on turn 3 or maybe Plague Mare on turn 3 is nice, but I think being able to play these on turn 2 is also pretty solid. So, yeah. I don't know why I did that again. All right, so this is our deck. I'll see you guys in our first match. All right, we're going into match 1. We would like to play first. And this hand is perfectly solid. Yeah, we have a 2-drop and a couple of 4-drops. The funny thing about our deck is we have Skeleton Archers, which would be really good against our deck, and we also have Plague Mare, which would be really good against our deck because we have a bunch of X1s. So hopefully we don't play against people who have those. There's our Plague Mare, speaking of which. And hopefully we play against other people playing Swift Claws and the like, right? Okay, well, we will be able to pick that off. Not right this second, though, because mana. I feel like they're going to trade if I attack, and I don't really want to trade when I know I can just pick it off with a Skeleton Archer or a Plague Mare. So I'm just going to pass the turn. Greedy. But I think it would have been a bad trade for us. There we go. So let's give this a try. Could have Essence Scatter or something. Pick off the Child of Night. We're 1 land away from Vampire Sovereign coming down. Our deck is so weird. Mostly because it has like 1,000,000 Enter the Battlefield abilities, which isn't really supposed to be a theme in this set, but in our deck it is. Like, if I had another Unnatural Endurance, I probably would have shoved it into this deck. That's just how many Enter the Battlefield abilities we have. I mean, we have 3 right here. Granted, you know, this one's not the most powerful thing ever, but it doesn't hurt. Okay. We continue to struggle a little on mana, but we'll just attack with both our creatures here. Then we have to decide if we want to play the Archer. Yeah, they're going to block that one. I'm leaning towards playing the Archer, especially because I have a Plague Mare too, so I think I just play another Archer and shoot our opponent. That's the good news about it, unlike some cards, is it still gets a little bit of value when you can shoot your opponent with it. Okay, well, that's pretty good news for us smashing in for another 6 here, especially if we draw a Swamp and basically smash in for 9. No, we don't. We do have a Strangling Spores, though, which can probably get a lot of blockers out of the way. Our opponent's sifting, and then us not getting to play anything is a little annoying. But, you know, we do have a bunch of 5-drops. Maybe I should cut an Epicure for something. They're not great in our deck. I mean, they're fine. I mean, we do have a Vampire Sovereign, but we're going to play the Sovereign before we play the Epicure every time. We're not going to try to be greedy and do something else. All right, so there's a Bookcase. Not overly concerned about bookcases. Okay, well, we'll attack with both our creatures, and then the question is... Yeah, I think we just go ahead and only get in for 3, and then play Gravedigger and get back our Archer. I could have killed that with the help of Strangling Spores, but it doesn't really seem worth it to me. Archer comes back. You know, and pinging for 1 when your opponent has 4 life is definitely worth it. Especially when you also have a Vampire Sovereign who you're desperately waiting for. All right, well, opponent just gave up altogether, which is kind of surprising. We didn't even do anything incredible. So short first match because our opponent sort of rage quit, I guess. So see you guys in the next one. All right, match 2. Hopefully this time we get to play 2 games at least, right? I think this hand's a keep. It's definitely a slower one, but you know, we got a bunch of removal. There's a decent chance our Plague Mare just kills something on turn 3. You know, it's a slow, clunky hand, but it's one that can survive. So, Yeah, Mentor the Meek. Definitely play it before Plague Mare because we can go turn 3 Mentor the Meek, turn 3 Plague Mare, draw a card. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think I underrated this in my set review. Wall of Mist is one of the cards in this format that can really set up some annoying blocks. Is it even worth playing my Drill Master? Kind of think it isn't. I kind of think it isn't. Yeah, I mean, on a future turn, theoretically, anyway, I could Drill Master my Mentor and then play Plague Mare to kill this on like turn 5. I should probably play it though. Yeah, being too greedy here. I mean, it's not going to do anything other than, you know, be another body for our opponent to worry about going forward, but I think it's probably worth playing there. All right, so we're going to attack here, see if we can get some free damage. I doubt we do. There's not much that can help us break through a Wall of Mist, and our opponent's not really inclined to be that worried. Like, if I spend a card on Wall of Mist, they're going to feel fine about it. Okay, so I think we play our Mentor here. May get Essence Scattered. Nope. Okay, well, we're going to kill that, obviously enough. Okay, so should I be greedy here? Play Cavalry Drill Master to draw a card. No, I think it's better to wait till I can do a turn 5 thing like I wanted to do. So I think instead I'm just going to go Strangling Spores. Attack for 4, which means I get in for 2, obviously. So they are down to 2 cards already, and we still have plenty of gas in our hand and the ability to draw more. Okay, so I think I play the Drill Master here and draw the card. Although, again, if I wait till turn 5, maybe I can just play Sun Cleanser instead and draw a card. Yeah, let's wait it out. If we can hit a land, we can also play the Drill Master, though. It's worth noting. All right, so yeah, I mean, this isn't going to do anything. It very rarely does. It's mostly just a 2-mana 1/4. Okay. So, yeah. Okay, another Drill Master. Doesn't hurt. Attack with these guys. Okay, yeah, they use Abnormal Endurance to take down our Mentor. Did draw us 1 card, which was nice. Okay, so this time I think we just attack with both of these and then probably play Vampire Sovereign in our second main phase. So get us in for 1 damage. Exciting as that is, right? Opponent does have white, so Plague Mare's ability to not be blocked might actually be relevant. Okay, so yeah, I think we play the Sovereign, say, to hell with it. If they have something, they have something. They don't, though. Feels like they would have countered our Mentor of the Meek, at least if they'd had a spell in their hand all along, they would have. Okay, so here, I think we play Drill Master and pump our Flyer. In this case, like if they decide to bounce our Vampire Sovereign, it's kind of hilarious because we get to play it again. Yeah, so, yeah, and then we attack for 5. Dropping them to 7. Then we're going to play our Courser, who can also attack in the air and bring some friends with it. Will give us lethal in conjunction with another Drill Master next turn. depending on what they do, of course. All right. Well, that went pretty well for us. But, I mean, we kept a pretty mediocre hand, and then we drew well. I mean, we had a bunch of removal. Obviously, that's not terrible. Don't think we saw any reason to be invoking the Divine here. Nah. Need to get Isareth. That's when this deck could get really degenerate, I think. With bringing back, like, a Gravedigger who gets me another creature and all that nonsense. Like, even just one trigger from that in this deck is, like, more powerful than in your average deck, thanks to Gravedigger and Vampire Sovereign. And even Cavalry Drillmaster, because there's Isareth, because it synergizes with itself. So the Drillmaster would come into play and make Isareth a 5/3 first strike with Death Touch, which means anything that blocks it dies before it even touches it, which is pretty insane. If they had a Plague Mare in their sideboard, it almost certainly came in. So I think I'd probably drop another Drillmaster on turn 2. See if they have another wall for us. No. But it is really annoying against our Drillmaster. So yeah, we'll play it. May have sided... Dissenters are really good against all our X1s too. That's part of the reason, like, you know, early on I was thinking really aggressive decks could be good, and I do think they're fine. But there's so many, like, cards like this that just give you value if you try to interact with it. So my Mentor of the Meek is almost assuredly going to eat Explosive Apparatus, but I kind of think that's okay. I can always get it back with Isareth, so I think I play the Mentor here. And just in my turn. And then if they don't blow it up, the question becomes, is it better to play Drillmaster? Like, before I have creatures in my graveyard, I don't know if I want to play Isareth here. Okay. So, all right. Decisions. I think we'd rather play the Courser now. So we'll play it. Chances are they fire off the Apparatus on our Mentor. Yeah, that is what they do. But we still have a Pegasus Courser now who can help Cavalry Drillmaster do some things. And playing Isareth with Pegasus Courser is also really good. Didn't think about that when I was drafting. I did think about the Drillmaster stuff. That's why we drafted, in part, why we drafted 4 of them. Okay, so I can play both. So I think I'm going to go ahead and play the Drillmaster here. Except I tapped my mana wrong. I'm good. Been a while since I've done that, I feel like. Okay, so we'll attack for 5. I meant to do that. And yeah, we'll end our turn because I'm a genius. The reason, why I pumped this, there was a good reason for that, is if they decided to use a bounce spell in response, we would just get another Drillmaster trigger, which obviously is horrible for our opponent. So, yeah. Okay, so we'll attack in the air again. This time only for 3, but we'll do it. And now, let's see if I missed my opening to play Isareth. No, it doesn't look like it. I mean, our deck is pretty aggressive. I'm talking about aggro decks not being that good. The ones that don't have enough ways to be evasive are the ones that can be pretty mediocre. Okay, so I think we attack with everything and bring back Mentor of the Meek. And give Isareth, maybe not everything. Oh yeah, what the hell, everything. Because we can start bringing these back with Isareth. Because we're going to give Isareth flying here. This does also take me away the option of playing Plague Mare, but I'm not going to play it anyway, so... Wow, they didn't even decide to block one of the Drill Masters. Probably should have, because... Yeah. All right, well, this is another match going really quickly. Another draft, although the first one wasn't a full one. We did play 2 games there, though, and our deck was very, very sweet. Let's see if we can get that second trophy. All right, we're going into match 3, trying to get a trophy. We will keep our hand. So far, we haven't encountered much resistance, but I'm sure we will. I mean, we've been tearing people up so far, but, you know, it's hard for that to happen 6 games in a row. Although, again, we only played the first game. What I was trying to say earlier about aggro decks is you need ways to punch through the good blockers in this format, either evasiveness or inspired charge, things like that. This opponent probably is playing one of the scary red-white aggro decks that we've drafted a few times too. So that's annoying. The good news is Bloodletter and Sovereign are really good against that strategy because of the life gain, especially the Sovereign. The Bloodletter to a lesser extent, but you know, if it can trade with something and gain me some life, you're kind of getting there. Oh yeah, they are the aggro deck for sure. Okay. You know, Gravedigger's not bad against them either. There's something to be said here for just going ahead and trading with, like, the Pyromancer, then playing Gravedigger and getting it back, then trading with the Gravedigger, then playing the Bloodletter again. You know what I mean? Like, the card advantage can help undo one of these strategies, although as wide as they're going, it's gonna be tricky. No attacks is good news, though. Okay, so I think we play the Drill Master, but I don't think we actually attack. Sadly enough. We're not the beatdown here. I wish we were. The good news is after we play the Sovereign, it will slow down their attack, although if they have Inspired Charge, if they're about to play an Angel here, there's a lot of things that could happen here that would be really ugly. So the Angel who gives +1/+1 to the whole team, the red-white Signpost uncommon. That's what makes this deck so good, is it has these common ways to go wide, and then it has common and uncommon ways to pump the whole team really efficiently. And yeah, it's not fun. It's fun when you're the one playing it, but you know, this is basically the kind of deck we got our first trophy with, so. And still, I've played against people who've had good control decks, but I haven't managed to draft one that's done very well myself in this format. I think it's doable. It just hasn't happened for me, which is kind of funny because I love more controlling decks. Yeah, they almost certainly have Inspired Charge here. I want to block in a way where I kill stuff whether Inspired Charge happens or not, except I don't think I'm going to block. I think I'm just going to block this Pyromancer and then take 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, sure. No, that's probably too much. The bad thing is I can only... Yeah, let's just block like that. If they have Inspired Charge, we're kind of screwed anyway. They would just blow us out. Blocking with this wouldn't make much of a difference. Damn it, it's Trumpet Blast. If I knew it was Trumpet Blast, I would have also blocked another creature. Okay, so we go to 3... We're going to go back up to 6, but will that be enough to survive? I don't know if it will. So if we play the Sovereign and go to 6, we have 2 blockers. Our opponent attacks with a 2/2, a 2/2, which is what that'll be. Yeah, 3 still gets in, so there's no point in showing them that we have that. That was less than ideal. So we really need to get our Plague Mare. That's what we need to do. We have 1. It's going to be great here. I think we actually want Novice Knight here. And cut, like, some of our creatures that aren't so good at blocking. Sun Cleanser also pretty good here. Yeah, maybe we want to lower our curve a little just to be a little faster against this deck and put in the two-headed zombies in place of one of those. Like, our removal, most of our removal is so bad against them. Like, you know, we drew at least this last game. We may have also had this. There's just no time to play them. Their creatures are also small and efficient that paying 5 to kill one of them isn't really worth it. I do need to cut something for the Novice Knight. I think that probably means the Swift Claw. We have to draw... To do well here, we need the Novice Knight, the Chaplain, the Sun Cleanser, or the Sun Cleanser early, or the Plague Mare early. These are also good here. So, yeah, we just need to find those cards or get run over again. Okay, we do have a Cleanser, and this hand's good in general. We have our own Inspired Charge, which isn't nearly as good in our deck, but it's fine. This format, to me, so far, seems very creature-heavy, and that's pretty cool, I think. I find myself playing, like, you know, 15 is usually a lot of creatures in a format. In this format, it seems like it's below average to me. All right, Sun Cleanser. Get it done. Blocking is what I mean by it. Okay, so yeah, we'll play our Cleanser. You can't have counters put on you. Which, you know, if they have like a Johnny later, could matter. Probably just dead if they play a Johnny, but it could matter. All right, we need that third land. I don't care what color it is, but I need it. I'll take any color. Well, so our Courser and our Bloodletter are good against that. Crap. We kept a hand that's so good against them, and it's only gotten, you know, both Isareth and the Courser are going to be pretty good against them, but doesn't look like that's going to work out for us. Not immediately, you know. I think I play the Bloodletter because it can block the Falcon. You can also trade with that thing. Oh, there we go. So, yeah, I think we play Bloodletter here. Probably just trade with the Ogre, actually, which isn't exciting, but it's fine. This is going to be a 2-2 now, is worth noting, but our Sun Cleanser can just block it, so I'm not super concerned. That's more concerning. No attacks, okay. Ooh, yeah, we need that additional land. But we can at least play... Do we want to play our Courser or our Isareth? Courser's a horrible blocker right now. This can block... It can't block great, but I think we still play it. You can get it back if things go ugly here. I mean, the right thing to do may be just to trade with the Ogre with it. And then play Gravedigger and get it back. These can double block the guy with Menace, but Trumpet Blast is a real threat here. Well, we don't have to worry about Trumpet Blast, but we do have to worry about some good attacks that they have. Our Archer can pick this thing off, which isn't bad. And that's probably what we would do next. I think I trade with the Ogre. Block the Ogre with the Bloodletter, and then Sun Cleanser blocks the Vanguard. That makes playing Gravedigger a little more tempting here. If we do draw a fourth land. If we don't, all we can do is play the Courser or Luminous Bonds, which, if we can kill this, putting Luminous Bonds on the Brute's probably not a bad plan. Although, if we can just play this and kill the Vanguard too, that makes the board way... You know, we'll see if we draw the land. We're getting ahead of ourselves here. Putting up more resistance this game, at least, huh? All right, so... Block, block. Give me that land. Damn it. Okay. I think just putting the bonds on the Brute is a good call. And ending our turn. This is not the deck you want to stumble against mana-wise because... Yeah, luckily they're not running us over this time, in large part because of our friend Sun Cleanser. But still. There we go. Okay, so I think I'm going to go ahead and play our Archer here and shoot the Vanguard. Actually, I think I actually shoot the Swiftclaw. It's a better attacker. And we actually can attack with our Sun Cleanser. How about that? I think we do it. Boom. Like that. That's right. They're stuck on 3 lands, but I have a feeling most of their deck costs 3 mana or less. Of course, Inspired Charge does cost more, as you can see. Trumpet Blast doesn't, though. But we're doing a pretty good job of making sure they can't go insanely wide on us, I feel like. I could attack with both and then play Pegasus Courser, or... I think, actually, I'm just going to attack with the Archer. And then I'm going to play Two-Headed Zombie, who will create problems for them when it comes to blocking. Also dies to, like, shock, but that's okay. Yeah, one of these days we'll play our Courser and put it into the Rustwing Falcon aggression here. Okay. Well, I think we definitely block. If they want to use Trumpet Blast here to kill my Sun Cleanser, I think I'm all for that. And they do. I mean, we also take a little extra damage, but I'm okay with it. Okay, so I think we attack with both of these and play our Epicure. Keep bringing the Thunder here. Yeah. The wider we go, the better our Inspired Charge will get, so... Annoying thing about the Vanguard is it's really good against aura-based removal because it just keeps getting to use that trigger, even though this creature is basically not there. Okay, we'll take that. Okay, now they're starting to scare me a little. I think we just attack with our zombie this time. Two-headed zombie. Yeah. So I could get back Sun Cleanser and play it, but I don't think that's what I want to do. I think we play our Courser here. Can help us get in for a little bit more damage. I mean, I could have used more of my mana by playing Gravedigger, but we have to hope they don't have a mass pump spell, though. If they don't, we're in great shape. If they do, we're dead, basically. Because we can block everything. No problem right now. If we had one more mana and we had Inspired Charge ready to go, that would be pretty awesome. So we can attack for 5 in the air if we want to, and we probably do. If we draw another land, we can play Gravedigger and Skymarch Bloodletter, which will be really good. The Bloodletter will basically do 2 because of the Epicure. The fact that they're taking a while makes me think they have a mass pump spell that they're counting the damage for. If they have one, they should play it, honestly, because, yeah, I mean, I'll be blocking like an idiot, and I have to, basically. I mean, if they have the mass pump spell and I don't block, I'm dead. And if I do block, things are going to go really badly for me, but I'm not dead. So the 2 options I have are not good ones, as opposed to their options, which are very good. So I think we can actually, let's see, 4. So this little 6. We can almost kill our opponent next turn. Can't quite get there. If I drew a land and this Bloodletter was in my hand, then we could. But that's not how it is. And if they leave the Falcon back, we don't even get close to killing them. So I have a feeling they will. Maybe not, though. I mean, if they don't attack with it, they can at least block the Courser, I guess. But yeah. All right, so they're going to combat. If they attack for everything, we're in for trouble, you guys. We are in for some trouble. Okay. All right. We got to block, unfortunately. We do want to block in ways that make sure stuff dies. So I think blocking like this is reasonable, and we can just take the rest. This way, both of these creatures still die. Maybe it's better. It might be better to block here because I can always get back Gravedigger and kill this. I can't kill this with not Gravedigger, but the Archer. I can always get back the Archer and kill that. Probably being greedy. It's probably better to block that way. This is a better creature right now in most ways. So, all right, bring the pain. Inspired Charge. Okay, so the way we block does still kill the creatures. So we got that going for us. But we're also going to 4. That's the flip side. So 5, 7. Yeah, we can only swing for 9, unfortunately. Ooh. Okay, that's actually really good for us. I think we play Gravedigger here. We get back, leaning towards Sun Cleanser, but I'm not actually going to play anything this turn anyway. So it's probably better to just get like the Bloodletter. The Archer can't kill anything right now anyway. So yeah, we'll get the Bloodletter. We'll be able to Abnormal Endurance our own Gravedigger. Yeah. And then I do think we still attack. I think we still attack with our zombie, 2-headed zombie here. Menace means it's unblockable, basically. I should have done that first, obviously, but... So if we can block with the Gravedigger, use Abnormal Endurance, kill the Knight, and then get back another creature, we're going to be pretty happy. They probably have Lava Axe, by the way. I just thought about that. That card in this format has killed me several times. I don't like the card myself, but it is a decent finisher, clearly. If they had Lava Axe, they would have slammed it already, so... Unless they're worried to have, like, Revitalize, which would be a hilarious sideboard card. I don't know if... I still don't think I would side it in, but it would be pretty hilarious in this sort of situation where they think you're dead and they spend 5 mana to kill you, and then you're not dead. Basically a counterspell. And it replaces itself. So, you know. We can just kill our opponent with Inspired Charge next turn, depending on what they do. They've been tanking pretty hard in this one. Lots of damage math, probably. I mean, that's what they had in the last combat, so... You know, if we lose this game, Isareth only got to do one thing, which was bring back a Mentor of the Meek, but I guess that's okay. We're probably at least going to get to do some Abnormal Endurance shenanigans, so... Okay. It's kind of a problem, right? I think we're going to be put in a situation where we need to block with our Courser when we don't really want to be doing it. Alright, so Courser's going to block here, Gravedigger's going to block here, and we're going to use Abnormal Endurance. You know, did I have lethal if I used Abnormal Endurance offensively in the last combat? I think I may have. So we go to 3 here. Comes back into play. We get... what do we get this time? Archer? Yeah, we'll get the Archer. We haven't seen any like instant speed removal out of our opponents, so I'm pretty tempted to just try to win with Inspired Charge here. So how much mana do we have? We have 7, so we can Inspired Charge and Bloodletter if we need to. So I think we just attack with everything here and then use Inspired Charge. If that fails, we can play the Bloodletter, which will keep us from dying most likely. So we'll give this flying. And yeah, we'll play our Inspired Charge. And that is lethal. So yeah, we got to play that value game early where we, you know, do stuff with Gravediggers and Skeleton Archers and you know, have good blockers early or we'll get run over. We saw 1 aura, but I don't think that's enough for my Invoke the Divine. Yeah. All right. Yeah, see, this deck has 18 creatures in it, which seems to me like pretty typical for this format, as opposed to like 15-ish. Yeah. Okay, this is a good hand. We have an early blocker. I mean, our Drill Master is not going to be great here, but it's another creature that can trade early. And I feel like the longer the game goes, the more we can do value shenanigans with, you know, our cards, get stuff back from our graveyard and whatnot. The better. So Rustwing Falcon is super annoying because our little guy here, who's actually not that little, but he can't block it. And that's the reason he's here, is to block things. But, you know, as long as they don't slap an aura on this, which they don't. And if they do, we probably are okay with it because we get a 2-for-1 once we put our bonds on it. See if they have a 2-drop, yeah, they do. As they often do. All right, so we're going to play Drill Master here. Just to have a blocker, basically. He's not going to be doing any of the offensive stuff that we like. So Trumpet Blast is a real possibility, but since they didn't attack, I don't think it's a possibility. I mean, they did, but not with everything. Okay. We will just end our turn. Now they have Inspired Charge mana. Let's see if they attack. Nope. Yeah, these removal spells. The black ones in our deck just seem so mediocre against an opponent who can go wide and an opponent who has pump spells and stuff. And just playing small creatures. So we did draw a Chaplain, which is good. It can block everything well while also gaining us life. Funny thing is, if they put Luminous Bonds on our Novice Knight, it can attack as though it didn't have Defender, but then it can't attack or block. So it's kind of a funny... It'll look funny if they put it on there, though. Oh, good. They're Drill Master. I'm so excited. Yeah. It's like, what do I kill with my 5 mana removal spell? That's pretty awful right now. Is there anything worth killing? I guess I could kill the flyer. Pay 5 to kill the flyer and gain 3 isn't the worst. I guess that's what I do. I don't want to play Gravedigger here. So efficient. The life gain doesn't hurt, I can tell you that, but 5 to kill a 1-drop does not feel very good in terms of mana efficiency. Our opponent definitely comes out ahead in that exchange by a lot. Like, I just want to trade one of these and then play Gravedigger and get it back. That's what we're trying to set up here. Not trying to do anything crazy busted, just trying to get a little bit of value to make the game last long enough. We need to start killing these things. We need our Plague Mare. Where is it? It would kill this, this, and this. And these can't block it, for whatever that's worth. Could come up. Okay, that's not good because we can't really trade with it. We can put Luminous Bonds on it, however, which is probably what we do. I probably would have double blocked it, actually, with Drill Master and Chaplain. Okay, that's pretty good. I think we go Luminous Bonds, Isareth. End our turn. Luminous Bonds actually feels fine against them as it does against everybody. That's the good news. 3 mana. Even Strangling Spores doesn't feel terrible because at least it's instant speed, but Lich's Caress, man, is... If I had like other decent removal lying around, I would have sided it out. Like if I had something. But obviously if I had other removal, I would have been playing it. So, okay. So I think we play our Drill Master here. Continue to hold on to Gravedigger. We could do this and gain some life. That doesn't seem like the worst plan I've ever had. Well, let's do it. They don't have good blocks for it. Going up to 20 is nice, and we can trade with everything that attacks at worst. So get that life. They don't like it when you gain life, aggro decks. And if I block with the Drill Master, get it back with Gravedigger, I can do it again. You do have to really hope that they don't have Inspired Charge. Trumpet Blast isn't a huge issue. The trades would still happen, but if they have Inspired Charge and I block like a Knight token and Gallant Cavalry, that's going to be pretty ugly. I'm good. They don't got anything. Neither do we, though. Poor Isareth. Shut down again. He's waiting to draw a Mass Pump spell. We're waiting to draw a flyer. It's basically what this is coming down to. Ooh, hello there. We're going to ping one of these. Probably, the 2-1 makes the most sense. Get out of here. And we'll end our turn. So I think I attack with my archer because I can actually get it back with my Gravedigger, and they have to double block it to take it down in the first place. They probably just take it, but yeah, they do. I think it was worth giving it a shot, though. And yeah, now we can actually, if they do trade with it on our turn, we can get it back in the same turn. So they're flooding out. Ooh, that's good. Okay, so the archer's going to attack again. Yeah, double block it with 2/2s. That works for me. I can get it back and then ping the other knight. So we'll kill the actual creature, not the token. Skeleton Archer's not done with you yet, Knight Token. Yeah, this is going to be huge because we've now whittled down their board enough that a mass pump spell doesn't even worry us anymore. So Gravedigger, this is why we held on to it. Gravedigger, get back Skeleton Archer. Play Skeleton Archer. He's back, and he's killing that Knight token. So all you have is 2 Goblin tokens. So we're in really good shape now. Oh, what are they doing? They electrified the Archer in their anger. Okay, so I'm going to play Cavalry Drillmaster here. We got 4 of them for a reason. Yeah, we want to pump this again. The more life we can gain, the more difficult it's going to be for our opponent to beat us, basically. I could attack with the Drillmasters. Yeah, what the hell? Get in there, Drillmasters. Everybody. Yeah, that's fine. We have another one. We go to 9, and we're going to go ahead and play Pegasus Courser. What we hope they don't have is like a board sweeper, but they're a red-white deck, right? They're not... Unless they first picked it. Like a board sweeper is not great in a deck like theirs, but it would be pretty good right now. All right, looks like we got that trophy. That first game did not go well, but the other two, after we sideboarded, we drew key sideboard cards in both games, and they were pretty nice in helping us survive. So another trophy. Instead of a red-white aggro deck, it was a black-white aggro deck, but it was an aggro deck with some shenanigans that were pretty fun. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next draft video.